Hi, I'm Colin Studebaker, National Sales Manager for DB Technologies as distributed by American Music and Sound here in the US. Today I'm going to talk about the ES503. There's a couple products in the ES series. There's a 503, a 602, and an 802. I'm really just going to talk about the 503 right now because it's the most flexible of the three products. One of the cool things about this product is the way that it travels and packs up. So we've got our two bags here, which is the entire system. So I'll just show you what it takes to basically set the system up. So we've got our 12-inch sub here, and it travels in this nice bag. So we've got a 1,000-watt subwoofer. Actually, it's a 1,000-watt amplifier in the sub. It's a three-way amplifier, so the amp powers the subs and then the two tops. So it's a three-way system, a true stereo system. So that's the sub. And then we've got our tops here, which are two identical tops that you can set up in mono or stereo. It's 4 3-inch drivers in each top. The metal terminals here is how the two link together. So we run a speak-on cable, as you'll see when I'm setting it up, to the first top box, and then the two link together, the two link together through the terminals here. And then not much for cabling, just a power cable and a speak-on cable. Beyond that, we have our pull, so you can pull mount these tops onto the sub. If you're just doing in a fixed mono configuration, there's a couple different ways you can set this up. You could do single column mode where it's mono, or you could break it up to be stereo, so your two tops can be broken out to left, right. Or you could do something called double column mode. So let's go ahead and set this up. So I screw I attach the pull into the thread on the top of the sub. Some typical applications for this might be bands or DJs or public speaking. Typical venue might be small performance venue or a house of worship. And to connect the tops, there's two tops. They'll both be indicated A and B. So for the A top, I'll go ahead and attach that first. So go ahead and just attach that to the pull here. And then I'll grab the B top. And again, there's a label on the back that shows you which is which. And the terminals I had mentioned as far as how the signal gets from one to the other is here, these metal terminals here. So I just go ahead and line this up with the top here and go ahead and put that in place, and it snaps right into place there. So quite simple to set up. Last thing would be connect the speak-on cable from the 12-inch subwoofer, the amplifier output, into the first top, and then connect my power cables. So to connect the system, it's quite simple. The first thing would be I might connect my speak-on cable. So again, this comes with the system. So I connect to the mono output here, and I've got my two tops. So I'll just connect this to the first top. And the next thing would be, let's go ahead and connect our power. So it comes with an standard IEC AC cable, so go ahead and connect that there. Then I'll power it up. Then I might connect, let's say, a microphone. So again, we've got our two balanced inputs, but we also have a mic instrument input. So you could connect an acoustic guitar to it, or you could connect a microphone to it. So I might connect my microphone there. Let's say I was a singer-songwriter and I had some playback material. I might connect my mic there and then use the two balanced inputs for some sort of playback material. Now the DSP is quite simple. You have access to each of these inputs and gain for each one. So if I wanted to go into my microphone input, I have access to my different gain settings for the mic preamp. And then beyond that, I've got my different balanced inputs. So channel 1, I could set my level there, or I could go to input 2 and set my level there. So let's say we're connecting a stereo signal, so channel 1 or left would go into my balanced input 1, and my right signal would go into balanced input 2. So I'm basically saying it's going to be a left-right signal set up there, and then now everything is linked together. Then I also have a aux level, so I can set my different inputs specifically for my aux mix. So if I wanted to adjust my microphone signal going out the aux output, or my left and right signal going out the aux output, I could configure it there. And then the top one is my actual output level for the aux mix. And then beyond that, in the main page, we have our main level. So basically, I can keep my mix balanced and then just turn everything up or down. So now if I turn it up to the right, now we're basically, we're wide open, so there's no sort of attenuation in the system. So if I wanted to use the Bluetooth input capability, I could go into the main menu and find the Bluetooth menu. If I go in there, I can then enable Bluetooth, and in this case it's on, so now any Bluetooth device that I might have that has my music content on it, I can pair my device to this and now play music content to this system while keeping in mind that everything is still connected here. So I can mix in my Bluetooth signal to this. So if this was being used as a small performance PA type system, I could leave everything connected and then walk away, play music from my phone for house music in between sets. One last thing that I'll go over is our advanced settings. So we give you some different voicings for different types of applications. So if I go into DSP presets, I've got just everything's flat, or I can also choose different types of EQ as well. So I could change it to anti-feedback. So if I'm using a microphone and I'm concerned about getting feedback between the microphone and the speakers, I might use that. Or custom EQ, so I have access to each EQ filter as well within the system. Or we have things like monitor, so if you're using it as a monitor system, or vocals, so the vocals will be a little bit more present. Club, so kind of hyped, low end and high end. So yeah, quite a few different options for voicings, and then of course the advanced where you can have access to each EQ filter. A couple different ways you can run this. You could do this this is what we call just our fixed mono configuration, just the base system. Next option is stereo. So if I actually had a second speaker stand, I could go ahead and put this on a speaker stand, put this on the other side of the room, run a speak-on cable from the B output to this, and now I have a proper true stereo system. It's not pseudo stereo or doing any sort of processing. It's true proper stereo. Then the third way you could run this would be double column mode, which would be two ES503s set up in this configuration where you connect everything to the first one and then use the mix output and run that signal to the second subwoofer, and now you have a full stereo system with stereo subs and stereo tops. For more information, go to fullcompass.com or contact your Full Compass sales professional.